is where we hold them. This is where we fight. And these shields, boys!
Oof, yes indeed. Man these shields, boys. This is where we fight. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Shady, you're in the zone. Today is October the 14th, 2025. We're coming to you from the beautiful Colorado Rocky Mountains right here in the state of Colorado. And let's just get this started with this right here. Today, October the 14th, would have been Charlie Kirk's 32nd birthday. I just want to take 1 second and pay tribute to Charlie Kirk for everything that he accomplished in Turning Point USA, for everything that he has accomplished, not just politically, but for Christianity, for religion in this country. The Senate has declared today a national day of remembrance for Charlie Kirk. So God bless you, Charlie. I hope if you're up there watching that you can see just how much your movement, Turning Point USA, has grown. And I hope you can see the revival, not the politics, but the Christian revival that you started in this country. You know, they say that everything happens for a reason. And it's sad and it's tragic and as brutal as Charlie's assassination was, something good is coming out of this. And one of the good things that's coming out of this, as I said, is this nationwide. It's not even nationwide, it is worldwide Christian revival that we are seeing in this. And I know that some of you out there aren't believers. I know that some of you out there aren't Christians. That's fine. But Turning Point USA has received over 37,000 new applications since Charlie Kirk's assassination. Now, that's not starting a fire, then I don't know what is. Charlie Kirk's assassination has sparked this movement, this grassroots movement here in this country. Churches are packed on Sundays nowadays. People are coming back to the basic things that made America great in the first place. And that is our Christian beliefs, our Christian morals, and just being a decent human being. All this is happening because of Charlie Kirk's assassination. So that being said, let's move on to something right here in the state of Colorado, y'all. This article that just came out in Forbes magazine recently is driving the liberals absolutely insane in Colorado. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle it. This is, like I said, this is by Forbes. And it says new polls suggest blue state Colorado in play for Republicans. It's by Chris Dorsey. It was published on October the 5th, 2025. And this has been, Big Timber Lodge has done a video on this, and I'm not going to go through everything on it, but I will read some of it. A recent Denver Post report on the state of affairs in Colorado affirmed what Democrats have seen nationally, that their brand is struggling. Another recent Quinnipiac University poll affirmed the same. The Democratic Party is deeply unpopular nationwide, and traditionally blue Colorado isn't immune from the same trend. The strength of the Republicans' identification with working class issues is a warning shot for a party that's lost ground across the country, reported the left-leaning Denver Post in a September the 16th feature. Reliably blue Colorado has seen dramatic political shift rejecting Democratic policies, suggesting the longtime blue state may be in play for Republicans for the first time in nearly 2 decades. The poll was conducted by Keaton Research and looked at the state's top Democrats running for government. The upshot was the state voters have grown weary of Democratic policies and people associated with them. Folks, I'm not going to go through the rest of it because I'm telling you the absolute truth. They're doing the Democrats, the liberals, let's call them what they are, the communists here in the state of Colorado are doing everything that they can do to deny, to deflect, whatever they can do to make this go away. And it's not going away. I mean, if you live here, you know this. This state has been the most oppressive state, almost totalitarian in nature over the past 4 years. As long as Polis has been in office as governor, they have Polis cuts Medicare, Medicaid benefits to poor people, then blames Trump. Polis, along with Tom Sullivan and whatever her name was, Gonzalez, have done every single thing they can to take our guns away from us. And the tide is starting to turn. And as I reported in a short here a few days ago, now that the Dominion voting machines are no longer Dominion voting machines, it is not looking good for the Democrats in the state of Colorado. Jenna Griswold, the Secretary of State, who has bragged for years about Colorado being the gold standard of voting in America, is looking at this and probably pooping her panties at this point in time. Because without Dominion, they can't manipulate the vote. They can't manipulate the count as they could when they had them. Now, Griswold, like I said, has always said, oh, Colorado is the gold standard of voting in this country. Not anymore. It never was. The only reason she called it the gold standard in voting is because she could manipulate the vote count. So you post this and you show it to these liberals, and they're beside themselves. They don't know what to do, they don't know how to act, because now we're starting to see the armor of these socialist, progressive, democratic communists. We're starting to see chips in the armor. And there is a groundswell of Republicans that are stepping up to the plate. We've got some pretty good people running for governor coming up. So, Bennett, Weiss, y'all need to get y'all stuff together, because you got people like Victor Marx coming up against you. And in case you don't know who Victor Marx was, folks, Victor Marx is a veteran. He's ran businesses before. He's ran companies before. He was a mentor to Charlie Kirk. So I got a feeling the next election, these socialist Democrats in this state have got a rude awakening coming to them. But you get with them on social media, and they are so comfortable in this high castle that they've built. Their egos are as big as this state, and they refuse to accept the fact that their little kingdom is starting to crumble all around them. Now, folks, I'd be totally, completely remiss. I would be doing you a huge bad service if I left this little jewel right here out of today. This Saturday, October the 18th, right here in Colorado Springs, Colorado, we are having a official No Kings rally. It's going to take place in America the Beautiful Park. let me see, what time was it supposed to be? Yeah, 12 o'clock noon till 3 o'clock noon this coming Saturday. No Kings rally. Hold on just a second. Let me get you. About this event in America, we don't put up with would-be kings. Our peaceful movement is only getting bigger and stronger. No Kings is more than just a slogan. It's the foundation that our nation was built upon. Born in the streets, carried by millions in chants and on posters. It echoes from city blocks to rural town squares, uniting people across the country to fight dictatorship together. The president thinks his rule is absolute, but in America, we don't have kings, and we won't back down against chaos, corruption, and cruelty. Grow our movement and join us. I have never heard such a bunch of hogwash before in my flippin' life. They actually admit, but in America, we don't have kings. So what are you protesting? Okay, I presented this question to these people on social media. What are you protesting? America has no kings. We have a constitution in this country that guarantees that we won't have any kings. But here we are taking over a city park on a Saturday to have this rally slash protest for no kings when we don't have kings. That makes me believe, my logical redneck mind, this makes me believe that you're having an imaginary rally for an imaginary purpose. Because we don't have kings in this country. But we're all going to take up a whole city park on Saturday afternoon, and we're going to sit around and we're going to bang drums and we're going to smoke weed and we're going to hold up stupid signs that have nothing to do with anything that's going on in the world, and we're going to have a rally. Congratulations. As far as I'm concerned, and you may not agree with me, it's fine if you don't, but as far as I'm concerned, this is just an imaginary thing. Okay? You're not this rally, this protest, whatever you want to call it, is for people who don't have anything else to protest against. the the total stupidity of some people in this country today floors me. It blows my mind. Here we have a bunch of people taking over a park protesting something that doesn't exist. Y'all, let's take a little time while we've got it and sit back and reflect on who we are and what this country is and what is real and what is not real. Because this is probably one of the dumbest things that I have ever saw before in my life. And I'm not joking about that. I mean, as anti-American, as anti-law enforcement as it is, at least the ICE rallies have got some kind of purpose behind them. No Kings is all a bunch of made up crap. Okay? No Kings. There are no kings. What part of that do you not understand? I'll tell y'all what, sometimes I really, really wonder about where this country's headed. And that's why the whole Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk thing actually gives me some hope for the future of this country and for the future of our nation. Till the next time, y'all take care. God bless. Stay shady.